A few minutes later, the lavish engagement hall was glowing in golden and white, chandeliers sparkling, guests were arriving, and cameras clicking picture every second. At the corner stood Jeon Jungkook, the CEO, looking ravishingly handsome in suit, expression stoic as always. Meanwhile, behind the curtains, Thong paced nervously, whispering to himself, "Okay, okay, just remember the script. He is your long lost lover. You are in love. You can't go through this wedding easy." Suddenly, Ayu walked in, dressed like a total K-drama billionaire, velvet suit, fake beard, black sunglasses, and the bouquet of red roses. Ayu, you ready, babe? Thong snorting. You look like a mafia boss, not a lover. Ayu, whatever, let's cause the scandal. Thong nodded, heart racing, as the MC began announcing their engagement and the crowd started clapping. Thong ran into the stage dramatically. Thong, stop the engagement. Gasp filled the hall, cameras turning toward him, Shankuk's brows furrowed, lips parting in confusion. Everyone stared as Ayu walked up slowly behind Thong, removing her sunglasses in one swoop. Ayu, in a deep voice, I came for Thong. He is my lover and I won't let anyone else have him. Thong clutched his chest. I'm sorry, Jungkook, but my heart belongs to him. I can't go through this wedding. An old woman fainted. A reporter screamed, "Scandal." One of Jungkook's relatives dropped her shoes glass. Jungkook blinked and rubbed his temple, and then, "Is that Ayu? Your friend wearing mustache?" Thong, what? Ayu? Who is Ayu? It's not what it looks like. Jungkook, rolling his eyes. It looks like a failed school play. Thong, face turning red. What are you talking about? I'm out here explaining I love him, not you. You bastard. Can't you understand? Ayu. Yes, he is my lover, mister. Whatever your name is. I don't care. And I don't care who you are. I just know I am taking my boyfriend with me. Thong. Yes, we love each other. It's secret love. We wrote poem for me, unlike you, who can't even smile. Before everyone could continue, Shankar slowly walked toward him, each step calm, each breath controlled. He stopped right in front of Thong, grabbed his elbow, pulling him a little closer. Their toes met, and Jungkook leaned more closer. Then that made Thong knock his head back. Done? Thong blinked. Yes. Jungkook pulled Thong close by his wrist and leaned in to the mic. I'm sorry for the delay. I'm honored to be engaged to Kim Thong today. Despite whatever childish joke this was. The ceremony will begin now. Everyone. Huh? Thong, eyes widening. What do you mean? Didn't you hear what I said? Jungkook smirking faintly. I did. It was the worst fake dating lie I have ever heard. She is not even your type. Thong, Jungkook, this serious. Try something like that again, and next time we will skip the engagement and go straight to the wedding. That's Thong. His eyes widened and he gulped in fear. With that, he pulled a ring box from his pocket, took Thong's hand firmly and slid the ring into his finger. Camera flashes, reporters shared, and hall erupted in applause. It was official. Jeon Jungkook and Kim Thong were engaged. Thong stood frozen, mouth hanging open. Thong, in shock. This wasn't supposed to be happen. Jimin raising the glass of champagne. Mission failed successfully. The room was a mix of panic and disappointment. Thong paced a circle, chewing on his nail, while Jimin dramatically threw himself onto the sofa. Jimin, you had one job, Thong. You just say, I can't do this, and walk away. But no, you just froze. When he looked dead into your eyes, Ayu, and that fake fainting, seriously, that wasn't even convincing. You feel like a feather. Hoseok, you were supposed to protest, not pose like a blushing bride. Dong glares at all of them, frustrated. Dong, it's not my fault. Jungkook was standing there like a wall, cold, emotionless, and tense. His eyes were driving through my soul. Who wouldn't panic? Jimin, we would have hired an actor to fake an affair instead of sending Ayu. Damn, he knows your name. Your friends circle very wealthy. Just then the door cracked open. Everyone froze. Entered Jeon Jungkook. His style now slightly loose, expression unreadable, eyes locked straight into Thong. The room went totally silent. Jungkook walked in slowly, then shut the door. Jungkook, having a little after party without me? No one dared to speak. Thong stepping back, only for Jungkook to stop directly in front of him. His gaze don't leave away. You tried to back out. Thong looked everywhere but his face. I was also feeling weird. Jungkook, strange. Because 5 minutes later, you were smiling with the ring on your finger. Are you whispering to Jimin? He is scaring. Jungkook, I don't care what plan you all were cooking here, but let me make this clear. He reached out, lifting Thong's hand, where the engagement ring still sat perfectly in place. You are engaged to me now, whatever you like it or not. Thong spit cock in his throat, eyes wide, staring at Jungkook's wild one. So, I suggest you to stop trying to run and start preparing for a wedding. Because no matter what shows you create, I will always be the one standing at the headland. He turned it to the others. And you all, stop encouraging him to break something that's already sealed. With that, he walked out. He walked back to the door, opening it halfway, then puzzled, Jungkook glancing over his shoulder. And down, stop tempting the beast. If you are not ready to kick it, he left. The room was dead silent again. Jimin in awe. Okay, I will admit, that was hot. I feel like we just watched a mafia proposal. Hoseok, are you sure Thong, the main character, is there? Cause Jungkook just stole the show. Thong slowly sunk into the sofa, palm still hovering over his cheek. Thong muttering, what the hell did I get myself into? Jungkook's voice had echoed in his ear again and again. What the hell did I just get myself into? His eyes stared fixed on the floor, but his vision blurred. A few seconds passed and then first tear fell. No one moved, not even Hoseok, who usually cracked jokes during funerals. Thong voice trembling. This isn't how my life was supposed to be. He brought both hands to his face, fingers trembling as he wiped his tears away. But they just kept coming. His shoulders began to shake. I didn't want this. I didn't want to marry someone just because our parents thought we would look good in the wedding photo. I wanted love. I wanted late night talk and forehead kisses. As someone who gets nervous before holding my hand, he laughed bitterly, tears simmering across his flushed cheeks. No, this, not a man who calls himself a beast, who walks out after helping me like a kinked bird. Ayu sat beside him quietly, her hand gently rubbing his back. Thong cutting in. He looks at her with tears. What kind of love story that starts like this? He wiped his tears. With fear, with warning, with a damn engagement ring I didn't even get to see before it was shoved into my finger. He threw his hand out, dramatically showing them his newly blessed ring. It's not even my size. I didn't even pick it. I'm just some puppet dressed up for a royal circus. Jimin quietly. Hey, there. But Thong was hurt. Now to stop. The pressure, the engagement, Jungkook's warning, it all crashed down onto him. Thong, voice cracking. I wanted someone to choose me because they loved me, not because I look good on paper. I wanted to be adored, not overnight. His voice broke on the last word. Silence. And then Thong cursed himself. into himself, resting his forehead on his knee, crying like he had no more pride left to protect. Ayu, he is not stone tongue. I think he just doesn't know how to love. Hoseok nodding sadly. Or maybe no one ever loved him the way he wanted, so now he doesn't know how to give it either. Jimin kneeling beside Tong. But you are right. You didn't ask for it. None of this, Fleur. He looked up and said firmly. But just know this. If you ever want to run away, I'm stealing my brother's car and we are heading for the airport. Tong muffled. You don't even have a license. Jimin grinning faintly. Doesn't matter. I will still do it. That finally pulled a tiny broken laugh out of Tong. But when he sat up, his eyes were glassy, Shakespeare, tears sticking. I think I'm going to lose myself into this marriage. And no one said anything because deep down they were afraid he was right. Or maybe Jungkook will love him in future the way he wants. Who knows? Anything can happen. Thong sat on the edge of the bed, dark circle under his eyes, hair a mess, and his thought even messier. The echoes of the last night still haunted him. Jungkook's voice, cold and dangerous, and the way it made his heart skip a beat for all the wrong reason. He took a deep breath, wiped his face, and walked toward the living room, where his mom was reading a magazine. His father sat with his glasses on his nose, typing something on his laptop. Tong, Oma, Appa, can I talk to you? His mother looked up instantly, sensing his sad voice. Of course, sweetie, sit. He sat across from them, fidgeting with the hem of his oversized sleeves. I don't want to go ahead with this engagement. His father fingered percent on the keyboard. His mother leaned forward slowly, brows furrowed. Mother, sweetheart, we had this conversation many times. Tongue tears welling up. Because I'm not happy, I'm scared. This whole thing, it's not how I imagined falling in love or getting married. I don't know Jungkook, and he is not warm. He is not loving. He's like a wall, cold, untouchable. He looks at me like I am an inconvenience. He sniffed, wiping his cheek. I wanted someone who laughs at my jokes, who takes stupid selfies with me, who send me voice notes saying they miss me, even if we just met an hour ago. I wanted love, not power deal. There was a long pause. His mom exhaled deeply, reaching out to hold his hand. Tongo, I understand. I really do. But Jungkook isn't as emotionless as you look. Father, he may be distant, but he is responsible, loyal, and I have seen the way he looks at you. Tong blinked in surprise. What? Mother, his eyes soften when you are around. He doesn't even realize it. That boy has lived a life that forced him to grow up too fast. But I truly believe if anyone can throw him, it's you. Father, give him a chance. Love doesn't always arrive rapid in fireworks. Sometimes it's slow, quiet, but just as powerful. Tong looked down, lips trembling. But what if I try and he never changes? What if I spend the rest of my life lonely, married to someone who never looks at me the way I want to be looked at? His mother squeezes his hand tightly. Then you leave. She will always stand with you. But you will never know unless you try. He looked between them, his father's calm gaze, his mother's gentle eyes. I hate this. I hate that I feel like I'm walking into a storm with no umbrella. Mother, smiling sadly. Then take this as your umbrella, baby. Our support. We are with you, no matter what happens. Tong buried his face in his mom's lap, crying quietly while she stroked his hair. And in the other part of the town, Jungkook sat in his office, looking at the photo of their engagement. Tong glaring at him while the guest, Jungkook whispering to himself, You want love, Tom? I don't know how to give it, but maybe I will learn. The next morning, Tom was usually calm. Unusually, he was a sunbeam of the university corridor, bright smile, ready comments, always surrounded by people. But today, even the constant stream of congratulations and oh my god, you are engaged, ringing in his ear, couldn't bring a smile on his lip. He figured a smile here and there, nodding absent-mindedly as if the reality hadn't sunken in, or maybe it had too deeply. His mind was still occupied from that night. The way Shankuk looked at him, the words he said, the cake it best line that echoed in his head like a warning siren. Dong, oof, who says stuff like that after an engagement? Sighed heavily as he approached his locker, rubbing his temple. He just wanted to get his books and disappear to the back of the campus. But the moment he opened his locker, boom, roses, roses everywhere, red, pink, even the few white one. The scent was alluring, drowning him in floral note. Bouquet filling the entire space, top to bottom, perfectly arranged. Thong blinked. What in the bachelor's final is this? He reached inside, carefully pulling out one large bouquet, a luxurious mix of velvety red and a baby pink, tied with an elegant cream ribbon. There was a small envelope inside it. Curious and slightly suspicious, he opened it. The letter. Thong, I'm sorry for yesterday. I think I shouldn't have said that in front of your friends. You must have been embarrassed or offended. I don't always know the right word to say, especially not with you. I am trying to be better, I swear. I just don't know how long it will take. I'm sorry. I'm ready to apologize in front of your friends too. I did it in front of them, so it's only fair. I sent roses because I panicked. It's my first time doing something like this, but I promise. Next time I will say something that actually means something to you. I'm learning about flowers, by the way. Solely yours, JJK. Thong stared at the letter for a long second. His heart didn't know how to behave. It flipped, it stuttered, it screamed. No, you are mad at him. But also whispered, he is learning about flowers. He held the bouquet to his chest, walking slowly toward his classroom. Eyes focused on the floor, blush on his whole face. His friends were already there. Jimin was slumping dramatically over the desk. Ayu scrolling through her phone and Usyok playing Fruit Ninja like it was still 2012. Jimin looked up. Did we put those flowers in your locker? Ayu confessed. Wait, we didn't, right? Usyok munching chips. You think this face has flower budget? Thong softly. They were from Shankar. They all froze. Okay, but like, that's kinda romantic. Usyok showing chips bag aside. Wait, are we being owned by the mafia right now? Jimin teasing. I hate to say this, but he might be dangerously charming. Thong rolled his eyes but couldn't help the tiny smile that tugged on the corner of his lip and he muttered, still not forgiving him. But maybe I won't bend the apology note. He carefully folded the letter and slid it into his inner pocket of his jacket. The roses remained in the crook of his arm the entire day, and even though he tried not to throw it, he kept glancing at them every few minutes. Maybe this dangerous fiancé of his was trying, and Tom didn't know how to feel about that. Tom was staring in his room when his mother called him in the living room. Tom was walking down the stairs, brushing his hair back nervously, still mentally replaying Jungkook's locker note from the earlier. He wasn't sure how to react to that, whatever to feel, touched or just more confusion. But the moment his eyes landed on the people waiting below, his thoughts froze. Mrs. Yeon stood in the center of the room. Behind her were two of the Jeon family's attendants, each holding trays. One pallet with gold jewelry boxes and neatly wrapped silk clothes, and other with luxurious skincare set, perfume, and wedding invitations, freshly printed. His mother stood beside them smiling, like everything was perfect. Mrs. Yon, Thonga, your fiancé seen this. He asked me to personally bring them always. Also, she gently took Thong's hand. He changed the waiting date. Thong blinked, suddenly hopeful. Maybe he pushed the wedding back. Change it? As in postpone it? Mrs. Yon smiling. No dear, move it up. The wedding will be in 2 weeks. Thong's breath issued. Thong stammered it. What? His mother cheerfully. He said he couldn't wait anymore. Isn't it romantic? 2 weeks, Thongo. I'm so excited. His heart dropped into his stomach. The pounding in his chest grew so loud he couldn't hear anything else anymore. He started sweating. 2 weeks. That's all time he had left. He hadn't even figured it out. How to escape it, how to end this, how to make them see he wasn't ready, that he couldn't do this. His legs were before his mind did. Thong whispering, I need to go. He turned it around and runs up to the store, past the confused looking of his parents. Mrs. Yon, tear already blurring his vision. He slammed the door shut, locking it. Quickly, he leaned against it, panting, trying to steady his shaking in the limb. Then slowly he sunk down the floor, Thong voice cracking. What is happening to my life? Tears spilled over. He pulled his knees up to his chest and buried his face in them. He sobbed. I didn't ask for this. I didn't want this. Why won't anyone listen to me? He rocked back and front, chest down. The roses in his locker earlier felt like a dream now. The apology note, the softness in Jungkook's eyes that his parents kept mentioning. It didn't matter because no one ever asked him what he wanted. The wedding was 2 weeks away. His freedom was slipping from his fingers. He cried, echoed in the room, Thong choking. Someone, anyone, please save me from this. Slick glass door of John Corporation got opened. The receptionist glanced up and nearly fell out of her chair. There stood Kim Tong, or what looked like a failed lab experiment of Kim Tong. His eyeliner was crooked, like he had applied it on the roller coaster. Lipstick smudged past his lip like paint. His eyebrows shaved in the middle and drawn back with the thick black marker. One arched like a villain and other startled like a meme. His outfit, one pant leg rolled up, the other touching the floor. His shirt was neon green mesh, layered over a glittery fishnet. A massive fur coat covered only his left shoulder. His purse was size of suitcase. On his head sat a HS sparrow, looking very confused but calm. The room was still silent with 2 seconds. Then chance. Security guard went. What in the receptionist covers her mouth. Sir, do you need assistance? Intern whispered. Is that the fiancé of CEO? Tom, with a modest step and his chin held up, walked past them as if this was the Paris runway and not a multi-billion-dollar company's headquarters. Where is the CEO? Tell John Jungkook his fiancé, future husband, is here to discuss urgent aesthetic differences. Jungkook was in a meeting with senior board members, going through some reports. That is, until his assistant Seogi stormed in looking pained. Seogi whispered, Sir is here. Jungkook frowned. Who? Seogi. Him. Before Jungkook could ask further, the door slammed open. Tong entered. The entire room fell silent. The board members blinked in unison. Mr. Chui, CFO, age 67. Is this the performance art? Tong struck pose, one leg raised, fingers pointing at Jungkook. Tong dramatically. I'm afraid I can't marry someone who doesn't understand my true form. This is me, the real me. Embrace it or let me go. He flung glitters in the air. It got into Mr. Choi's teeth. Shankar, piercing the bridge of his nose. Everyone, give us a minute. Dong was still standing with one hand on his hip, looking like a tragic mix of drag queen, comic relief, and runway strip artist. Shankar calmly. There's a bird in your hair. Dong snapping his hand away. Don't distract from the point. Shankar wishes. Dong flopping dramatically into the shirt. That I am insane. Bonkers. Lonely. Or risk to your reputation. You don't want this. I will embarrass you. I will wear crocs to galas and puncturing speeches. Shankar smirking faintly. You think this will make me cancel the wedding? Dong desperately. Is it working? Shankar sighed. No, it's making me curious. Dong blinking. Curious? Shankar stood up, walking slowly to him and gently plucking the bird off his head. You think I will break off the engagement over a little insanity? Dong gasped, looking at him. Shankar adding with a smile. Also, I found your eyeliner surprisingly cute. Dong fell back into the shirt, defeated. I will have to tweak my date next. Shankar smirking. Don't tap me, love. I might just plan the funeral myself in matching suits. Dong stood up in the middle of the Jungkook's office with an over-the-top dramatic pose, his hand on the waist, pouting his lips and fluttering his ridiculously long fake eyelashes. He cleared his throat. So, Mr. Sean, are you sure you want to marry this? Seriously, this? He dramatically pointed at himself. Dong stood confusedly, confidently, thinking his plan was already working. His red lipstick was smudged halfway across his cheek. The overdrawn eyeliner made him look like a daikon, and his two colored eyebrows were like something out of the cartoon. His dress looked like it was t-shirt from leftover carnival curtains, one leg high and the other touching the floor. His hair a bird's nest, literally. Shankar stopped right in front of Dong. Dong braced himself for an outburst of laughter, but Shankar did neither. Instead, Shankar quietly placed his hand on Dong's fist, gently holding him still. He then bent down, his brows slightly furrowed, as he adjusted the uneven leg of Dong's dress band. Dong blinked, confused. Then Shankar stood up, walked away without a word. Dong skipped a beat, thinking, did I go too far? But Jungkook returned in less than a minute, holding a clean white towel. He sat down on the office couch, pulled Dong by his wrist gently to sit beside him, and without meeting his eyes, reached for Dong's leg. Jungkook, you shouldn't smudge off on your skin like this. It will cause a rash. He wiped the black paint smudged on Dong's leg with a warm towel. But being careful and gentle, Dong sat there stunning. His brain froze as he watched his cold man on his knees, carefully cleaning up the nonsense. Not scolding, not laughing, not judging. Dong's breath itching as he felt a flutter in his chest. Why my heart is beating too fast? Fine. Why does this feel? Butterflies, unexpected, confusion, soft butterflies. He stared down at Jungkook's face, unusually stunned, now so focused and delicate in his moment. This wasn't the reaction Dong had planned, not even close. Dong didn't speak, he couldn't, because for the first time, he didn't know. Whatever he wanted it to stop, Jungkook gently wiped Dong's hand clean. His touch was soft and careful, like he was handling something fragile and precious. He didn't say a word, not even a sign, just calmly doing everything with his intensity that made Jungkook's heart beat faster. Jungkook pulled out the box of mint wipes, peeling one out and brought it to Dong's face slowly. He began wiping off smudged lipstick, the funny colorful eyebrows, the liner, the sparkle, all of it. His fingers brushed against Dong's cheek, soft and firm, and Dong found himself rooted in place, holding back a shaky breath, struggling not to squirm under his touch. Shankuk's expression didn't change. He didn't laugh, didn't mock him. He just kept going, cleaning away the layer of funny makeup. Then Shankuk took a wooden comb from his drawer, came back, and gently held Dong's chin with two fingers. Stay still, he said softly. Voice deep that almost made Dong squirm. Dong felt like his body wasn't even his anymore, standing still, a blush threatening to explode across his face as Shankuk softly combed his messy and tangled hair, combing carefully, untangling each knot like he had all the time in the world. Dong had stammered louder, but his lungs exploding in his stomach. He didn't even blink. After fixing his hair, Shankuk stood and walked to his closet. Dong's eyes followed him. Shankuk pulled out a crisp, oversized shirt, silky, expensive, and walked back toward him. Dong, what are you doing? He asked with wide eyes. Shankuk, you can't go around looking like that. Shankuk replied casually, already reaching for the ridiculous layer of clothes outfit. He didn't look anywhere inappropriate. He didn't look down even once. His eyes still locked on Dong's. One by one, he peeled the cloth off that ridiculous jacket, the shimmery top, and tossed them on the office table without a hint of judgment. Dong stood frozen. If he going to look down? If he does, I swear to God. But Shankuk didn't. He picked up the shirt and slowly, carefully made Dong wear it. His knuckles pushed against Dong's skin as he did the buttons, and Dong closed his eye just for a second, and the warm touch. It was so gentle, tender, almost loving. And what when Dong opened his eyes again, Shankuk was looking at him. Shankuk stepped back, pulled something from his pocket, a small tube of lip balm, and without asking, gently applied it on Dong's lip. The touch made Dong's breath hitch. Shankuk, no makeup on? I love that shit. That was it. Dong's whole body flushed crimson. The butterflies in his stomach turned it into a whole garden of stars. Without even saying a word, he turned it around and ran out of the room, like his life depended on it. Because if he stayed another second longer, he would start smiling. And if he smiled, he would fall.